palm vein reading technology for smart locks has exploded this year. Every single brand is incorporating it in their new devices. It is ridiculously accurate and it doesn't change with age. Just put your palm in front of the device, your door will unlock. Incoming TCL, a brand that's more known for TVs and sound bars than security style smart tech. They have created a bunch of new smart locks for your home. So for a company that is throwing their hands in the ring for the first time, we need to find out if their brand new D2 Pro is good or bad tech. Welcome to the channel Bad Tech, where I try to help consumers like you pick through the bloated tech market and find products that really work. This way you're not wasting your hard-earned money on every single tech product that gets recommended to you. So if you enjoyed the video, the literal best way of supporting me is just hitting the subscribe button right down below. It's such a small thing to do, and that way you'll get notified next time I got a brand new product to review. The D2 Pro is a very simple to set up smart lock. It comes with all the accessories you need to get started, including a brand new deadbolt and striker plate. You also get the main unit, which comes with a rechargeable battery we'll talk about in a little bit, 2 NFC cards to unlock your door. You get an additional spacer depending on how big your hole is, and the actual smart lock itself and all other pieces. They do also give you a template just in case you're drilling out your door hole for the first time. That way you can properly space it. As for the quality, the front plate on this with the keypad is very well made. A super stiff, hard metal material, and definitely can withstand a few hits if anybody tries to go at it. Now, like most smart locks, the back plating is usually more of a plastic material, and this is the same for 2 other brands I've dealt with, Eufy and Lock-In. One thing I will say about the D2 Pro is it does feel a little bit cheap with that plastic on the back. Where Eufy and Lock-In are both like a hard material, this one is relatively brittle, it feels like. Really not a big deal since it's on the inside, but just something to be aware of. I do really like the geometric design to it. It's really cool and unique compared to any other smart lock I've seen on the market. And it's not too big, so it doesn't use up a ton of space on your front or back door. Setup on these are super simple. Literally just change out your deadbolts, push the cord underneath and throw on that front plate, screw in the back metal plate, add in the back module, put in your battery, and that's literally it. From there, you just go through a quick app setup through TCL's home app. Probably took me 5 minutes to do it. Now let's get into the 6 different ways you can unlock the D2 Pro. Number 1 is your traditional key. Now TCL does include 2 of them. If you prefer something a little bit more futuristic, method number 2 is these little fobs that TCL again gives you 2 of them. I love when companies include these because they're super convenient. You have it on your keychain, you walk up to your door, you tap it in the middle, and it instantly unlocks. Number 3 is just your traditional code that you can enter right on the keypad. You can create pretty much as many of these as you want and link them to individual users. Also setting time periods that these can be used for. So if you're going out of town and you want to make one for a house sitter, it will only be active during a certain period of time. Number 4 is the app, and to unlock it, all you do is tap and hold, wait a few seconds, and your door will unlock or lock if you want as well. Number 5 is just integrating it with your smart home technology. So either Alexa or Google can be synced to this, and then you can unlock it or lock it just by a voice command. And lastly, number 6, the palm vein technology. And I have a few things to say about this. So let's talk about the palm reading technology. And I want to start by saying it is extremely accurate. Once I got it to scan my palm, I actually had no issues with it at all. You keep your hand around 10 to 15 centimeters away and you're good to go. And there's actually 2 ways to activate it. There's automatic, which means it will detect when a human is walking up to the door and automatically ready itself to scan your palm. The other is manual, where you can touch anywhere on the actual keypad and then scan your palm from there. But the problem that me and my neighbors, where I installed this lock on, had is sometimes it just didn't put itself into ready mode, which you can tell because there's a little red light there. And I'm really not sure if it's because of the design of their foyer. You know, there's a slight corner here, they have an outside door there, so maybe it's just not reading a human's approaching. But this was a bit of an issue, which causes them to just not want to use the palm reader as much. But it's easy enough to set it on that manual mode, touch the keypad, and then you can scan your palm from there. This is one of the reasons though why I would have preferred that they also included a fingerprint option on this model as well. This is their Pro model. It's the top out of the 3 that they offer. And most other brands that I've reviewed that have the palm scanning technology also have the fingerprints. So I think that's a bit of a miss. Overall, it's not a huge issue, but something I just want you to keep in mind if you're planning on getting one of these palm readers. I want to make sure I clarify on the vein reading technology that the issue is not the accuracy, but it's activating for when I actually scan my palm. Like I previously showed you, sometimes it just doesn't seem to activate and then there's nothing scanning my palm, so the door doesn't unlock. Now I will note one thing that TCL says is that their AI technology is constantly improving how it reads your palm as well. So if you are using it, it should get better over time. But this could also be something that's fixed with an update, so I don't know. So let's talk about TCL's app, because this is one thing that I think is a positive with this whole lock system. They have created a very simplified experience, and one thing I really appreciate is they don't try to sell you a bunch of stuff. So for example, they're not pushing cloud storage or their other devices. You just go into the app, select your device, and that's it. The settings are really easy to manage. There's not a whole lot of extra fluff, so really anybody can figure it out. There's a couple safety features I wanted to talk about, including the homecoming one. This is where you can set a time that the door is expected to be unlocked from a specific user. So here's the scenario. You have your kids coming home and they're supposed to be home by 5 p.m. Well, they're not home by that time, so now you get a notification on your phone saying they never unlocked the door. And from there you can investigate where your kids are and make sure they're okay. Another really cool one is you can actually put in a duress password. This is where somebody can enter a fake password, which will then notify you that there's something wrong. It's pretty easy to manage different users, and this is super useful for Airbnb owners, or if you have guests coming over. Or for myself, I often get house sitters when I'm out of town for my animals. This way I can set a temporary code for them that will only unlock during the period they're staying at my house. It also lets me know when they come and go. That way I can also keep track of things. Included with this is a 10,000 mAh battery, which they say runs up to 6 months. I love that it is USB-C charging, so you can pop it out and recharge it at any point. That's a pretty powerful battery life, and that means depending on how much you're using it, you should only really have to recharge it 2 to 3 times per year. Here's a couple other features I really found useful. Yes, this device does come with auto lock like a lot of other smart locks, where you can set a timer between 10 to 120 seconds, and as soon as you leave your door, if it's unlocked, it will lock after that period. But it also has a really cool button on the back of the device that will lock and unlock your door, meaning you never have to manually turn it. Honestly, this doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is actually really nice to have and super convenient. It does also have a built-in doorbell chime, which I find pretty loud.
Door unlocked.
Now you can customize the loudness of the doorbell chime through settings, but they don't have different options for the sound itself. Adding on to the security, all of your data stays local. So there's never actually anything stored in the cloud, which means it's just a little bit more secure. Now let's talk about my general thoughts on the device. In terms of quality and features, I do think it's behind a little bit from other big brands such as Eufy or Lock-In that I've tested in the past. It's missing a few different settings that I really like with those devices, and I also love when they include a fingerprint scanner with the palm reading technology, because I prefer that, but somebody else might like the palm reader. But that doesn't mean it's not a great device, because one area it does stand out is the price point. At a base price of $169.99, this might be the most affordable palm vein reader smart lock out there right now. So it's a way of getting this new fancy feature without necessarily breaking the bank. And like always, I've included a coupon code from TCL and the link right down below in the description. You can get it off Amazon or directly from their website. Now, is this good or bad tech? Well, I would actually rate this a 7.5 out of 10. It's affordable, pretty solid quality, but with some features missing that I would have really liked to see. This is TCL's entry though into smart security technology, and I would say it's a really good starting point. And with some potential small fixes and updates in the future, I'm sure version 2 is going to impress that much more. Let me know down below in the comments if you ended up ordering this and if I got this review right or wrong. Coming up next week, I am installing for my friend one of the most affordable smart security systems out there available now. So make sure to subscribe down below so you can get notified when that video goes live. See you guys later.